Larry pays his wife $50,000 a month to be his wife. $10,000 bet, Larry Wheels with clavicular.
What would your wife say if you brought home a girl?
She just said in chat she's taking half if I do it.
Yeah.
Better forget this stuff.
But that's the thing. Like, I literally guarantee you, if you go and cheat right now with a hot girl on live stream for everyone to see, she wouldn't leave you. She'd like you more.
You gamble, right? So you want to bet?
Yeah, I'll literally bet you $10,000.
That's not enough for my wife to maybe leave me.
Yeah, I was
it's going to be a lot more expensive in divorce than 10 grand.
Yeah.
More like several mil.
And so let's just unpack a little bit. Let's read between the lines. What Larry Wheels is saying, well, if you up the ante, couple mil, several mil, let's call it $10 million. That he would bet that because if he cheats on her with some girl on stream, that she won't leave him. And if she does, well, she's taking him for half. And so half of the 10 million, she gets 5, he gets 5, and they can go about their ways. And so he's saying, that's not worth the bet, $10,000. And so she's literally texting him as they're saying this, saying, if you do it, I'm divorcing you and I'm taking half. Imagine that being in your mind. That is part of your mindset. Actually considering taking the gamble, the bet. And so what is wrong with this couple? Larry is willing to throw it all away for several $1,000,000, and she's willing to treat him this way. We've seen her say, you can't have female friends, but I can.
Can you have girlfriends? Can I have guy friends? Hell no. Not allowed. Only wife. That's it. Double standard. What you gonna do about it?
Is that not a double standard?
10 pounds.
10-pounder, yeah.
As a girl, you should never move your weights like your husband would. He's my dumbbell boy, weight boy.
She makes fun of him. She's a masculine woman. And Larry, he just stands there and take it. And so what Clavicular is doing is saying, you need to be a man. Now, he doesn't have to cheat on his woman live on stream to prove his point, but he has to take back his manliness. And no, that doesn't come back by slapping men who are 5'5" or going up to 80-year-old men to say, did you take a photo of my wife? It comes from putting your foot down and not taking any bullshit anymore. Not from other people, from her. To have standards. To say the uncomfortable truths. If my wife threatened me with divorce jokingly or seriously, then divorce is what she'd get. And she finds out afterwards how smart a man she married when she gets not a dime out of it. If you're in the first years of your marriage and you're already even bringing up divorce, whether it's in jokes or in seriousness, well, you made a mistake. Clearly, you need the prenup. And so imagine holding that over your head. Well, if you in fact divorce me, I'm taking half. And so many people, they don't go through divorce. Let's look at Shaquille O'Neal, worth about $500 million. Despite the fact that his wife was not being as faithful as she should be, he stood by her, he stayed with her because, well, he didn't want to lose all this money. And so, hey, I'll do my thing, you do yours. We're going to stay together because, well, I don't want to get a divorce because I don't have a prenup and you're going to get a bunch of money. And so you need to get a prenup. If there was a prenup, rather than thinking, we can just divorce if things don't go our way, you'd be thinking, what can we do to make it better? Put a price tag to the marriage already. I mean, wouldn't it have sounded better if Larry said, there's no way I'm going to take that bet, even if she would? I don't want her to feel that way. Clav, I'm not going to just sleep with a woman on camera just to put in her place. This is not what I do. I'm not about that life. But you don't have to do it. But by saying, well, that bet isn't enough, I would need a couple of million, because that way if we get a divorce and she gets half, I'm still set for life. Well, does that make you sound like a man? Like, really? Like, we're going to put a price on our marriage? Well, for $5 million, I will get a divorce. If there's any amount of money that can separate you from your wife, then you aren't actually in love with them. They should be able to say, for $1 billion, will you leave her right now? And the answer should be, no, of course not. She's my wife. She's worth more than $1 billion. Why are we even asking this? It's not even up for debate. This is kind of what I mean when I say Larry has to perhaps maybe become a man, clean his act up a little bit. I mean, does this not remind you of something Mr. Mike would do?
Thank you, Greg.
If you're acting like Mr. Mike, what kind of man are you really?
Looking very full, sir.
Huh?
Looking very full.
It's not, it's okay.
This is just okay?
It's okay.
That back, whoa, we gotta get that back. Hold, let's get a back shot real quick. Gotta get behind him, see that? Sheesh. How does one achieve this build? There's so much meat here, dude. It's hard to comprehend what I'm looking at.
Upon Larry seeing Derek Lunsford's physique, he's thinking,
There's so much meat, it's hard for me to comprehend what I'm looking at. Be sure to get the back shot.
and so I get it, it's funny a little bit, but it's funny in a way that Mike Israetel would laugh.
You should be the prize. You are the prize in the relationship as a man if you've done everything to sort of set yourself up as a high status, high value male. You know what I mean?
Is Larry not the prize? We're all acting like his supermodel wife is the prize, that somehow Larry landed her? That somehow a good-looking, attractive female has more value than a man with millions of followers, who's one of the most famous lifters of all time? How is that comparable? There is one Larry, and there's a ton of hot girls. Just saying. And so he is the prize. And so he shouldn't be simping for her. If anything, it should be the other way around.
Well, I guess.
How much does she cost? We already said allowance $50K a month.
Somebody asked, Larry, how much does she cost? His wife. How much do you have to pay her? And so instead of saying, she loves me for me, it doesn't cost me a cent, she's in it to win it. She's here till death do us part. We are partners. 1 + 1 = 3. What is the response?
Literally, she's not joking.
What do you mean literally she's not joking? That's my price, huh? 50K.
And so he says, literally, she's not joking. There's no denying this. There's no, I'm just joking. I don't give her an allowance. She's literally saying, I'm spending $50,000 a month on her, and so perhaps Larry wins. Perhaps he's thinking, you know what? I used to spend way more than that on cam girls each and every month, and so she's a deal. But the thing is, you shouldn't have to give your wife an allowance. You don't have to buy your love. They are there to be with you because they love you. You shouldn't have to give them all this money. And if you do, hey, to each his own. If that's the arrangement you want to set up, then I see no harm in that. But if you are in a financial arrangement with a woman and you get married, you need to have a prenup. Think of it. If you're paying them $50,000 a month, so long as they're with you, and now they're not with you, should they continue to get $50,000? Like, how does that make sense? Make it make sense. And so by that, the equivalent would be, after you're divorced, does she have to become your throat goat every single week? You've broken up, the marriage is over, you're paying her $50,000 a month. Does she now still have to come over and give you the throat? I mean, if she's getting paid after divorce, shouldn't you be also getting your service? Let it make sense. If you're with your partner and you have to pay them after the breakup, then what are you getting in return? The financial arrangement that was set before, during, or after marriage, should you not be continuing to receive what you want? I feel sorry for homeboy. I used to respect this guy, but not after watching this. Bruh, overpaid by $50K a month. That's her price. Guys literally living and paying an escort for a relationship, damn. When you pay somebody to be your girlfriend, technically it's called escorting. Now, if that's what you're doing, that's what you're doing. But seems to me, if you get married, that shouldn't have to continue on. And if you are getting married and you do have money and you want to protect yourself, that is where you get the prenup. $50K a month for a 6 on 10, nice one, Larry. Now, I do think that they're being a little bit harsh. I don't think she's only a 6 out of 10. That's being very rude. She's probably closer to an 8+, but still, $50,000 is a lot. Like, it's a lot. And as Clavicular said, if you were to cheat on her with a beautiful girl on stream, would she stay with you? Well, if you're paying someone $50,000 a month, I would hope to think that she's going to stay with you for that money. I mean, think of it. $50,000 a month and you do something wrong, do you really think she's going to leave you? For $50,000 a month, she's probably going to tolerate a lot of what you're doing. And even if she leaves, could you not spread it out? Perhaps have 5 girls being paid $10,000 a month. And so there's going to be 5. Remember, when you are addicted to cam girls and so on, and he spoke about the novelty, after 10 minutes, you want to have somebody different, 10 minutes, somebody different yet again. And so if you spread out the payments, you could, for example, have $5,000 for 10 individuals. That would still add up to $50,000 a month. And so $50,000, that is a lot. And I do believe this is after taxes. And so most likely that's equivalent of being paid in Canada over $1 million a year. This is a lot, certainly a 0.01% job. Imagine doing this and then still having to give away 50% of everything you own and work for when they absolutely inevitably divorce. She said, "That is my price. I thought only women of the night say those exact words. SMFH. At this point, he paying her to be with him. Larry, bro, all this muscle and money, come on, man. I'm sure you can find a girl that loves you properly." And so here's the thing. When you become a high-value man, of which Larry most certainly is, he's got the looks, he's over 6 feet tall, he's got a ton of muscle, he's got the accolades, he's one of the strongest men in the world, he's extremely famous, he has over 3 million followers, and it's not as if he's ugly. I mean, think of it, guys. He's above average good looking, he has more money and fame, and so would it not be reasonable to think that there are a lot of women out there who would be happy to be with Larry Wheels? And so when you're out on the dating market, dating girls, looking around, and you stumble across a girl, she's going to be beautiful. It's inevitable, especially if you're a high-value man. And she says to you, "Yeah, I'll date you, no problem. I think you're great, but I'm gonna need $50,000 in a month of an allowance in order to do so." You then walk away. There will be another girl that doesn't require this, probably just as good looking as she is. And even if she's not, let's say she's a 10. She's a 10 and she wants $50,000 and she knows she can get it. There's going to be millionaires, billionaires out there, and they're willing to pay her whatever she wants just to be with her. It's still not worth it. You really think that beauty is going to last forever? You're going to get married with no prenup eventually? The looks fade? 5 years from now, 10, 50. And so do you really think that the 10 out of 10 girl that you're with right now, for all intensive purposes, will be beautiful for the rest of your life? Clearly a 10. How many 10s do you see out there who are 50? There's not many. 0. There are none. And so once she get older, her value, her SMV, it's going to go down. Now for men, SMV probably doesn't peak until your mid-30s, perhaps even 40. And inevitably, you're going to get older. You're going to get some gray hairs, some wrinkles. Your muscles are going to fade, and you're not going to be as attractive as you once were. And so for men also, looks will fade, attraction will go down. But for women, this happens on average approximately 15 younger than that of a man. And so women are at their peak value somewhere around 25, perhaps as high as 27, maybe as young as 23. For men, probably somewhere between late 30s and early 40s. On average, it's about 15 years apart. And so for the ladies, if you're trying to get a high-value man and you're getting a little bit older, you're not at your prime anymore. You're not 25. Let's say you're 35. Let's say you're Mepsigram. She's 35. Well, rather than going for the hottest 35-year-old that you can get, why not just go a little bit older? Remember, the ideal age for SMV is 15 years. And so if you're 35 years old as a female, go for 50-year-olds. If you're 50-year-olds as a female, go for a 65-year-old. If you do that, you're going to get the cream of the crop in that age group, because men almost always, well, if they can, if they're high value, are going to be going for a younger woman. Do you really think that at the age of 50 right now that I would probably have my eyes out on some really good-looking 54-year-old? I'm sorry, but I would not. When there are women in their 30s who would clearly be interested. I mean, Mepsigram was interested. And so clearly, even at 50, you can get younger women. For the men, if you're young, you're 25 and you're thinking, why can't I get the ideal girl? The woman of your dreams, she's 25, she's sitting right in front of you. Perhaps she's looking at you thinking, yeah, he's all right, but she's thinking he's not as established, he doesn't have a really good job, he doesn't have a house, a car, he's perhaps a little bit young, I don't know what he wants, perhaps he hasn't gone through his party phase enough and so on. And so she looks a little bit over and she gets a man who's in his 30s. This is perfectly normal. And so if you're young and you're single, don't worry. Be happy now. You continue to work. You go to the gym. You purchase some Turk Builder Max and Turk Platinum, the cookbook, of course, the GO2 Max, and you start training. Not just your body, but your mind. You practice talking to women. You progressive overload with your bitches. You start talking to the 3 out of 10, and you work your way up to a 4 and a 5, and eventually you can talk to those 7s. Now, the 8, 9s, and 10s, well, why would you bother? A lot of them are going to be headaches. They've been told they've been beautiful their entire lives. They have the halo effect and looks fade. And so you wait until you're older, perhaps you're 35 and you're looking at the same pool of girls who are now 25. Now you're the man. At 25, you didn't have enough money. Now you're a multi-millionaire. You're 35. You've got a great body physique. You know how to talk to a girl. You're more educated. You're experienced. You've dated more people. And so now you're ready. You are a high-value man. And so if you aren't getting girls right now and you're young, you have your whole life. In comparison, I'm sorry, ladies, but you're supposed to land a man younger than last time, unless, of course, you want to go 15 years older. But remember, if you want to get that hot 25-year-old man and you're 35, yeah, he'll probably go home with you that night from the bar once, maybe twice. He'll have you on your backup on your roster, but he's probably not going to settle down. But you go for that older man who's already done the things and is perhaps ready to settle down. Now you've landed a catch. And so as a woman, you're essentially born with value. You're 18, 19, 20. You're pure. You're innocent. You're young, youthful. All the men are thinking, well, if she is my wife, if I marry her, she have kids, she's young, this is perfect. But if you don't do all the right things, the right decisions when you're young, perhaps you date 50 to 100 different guys, the men that come along later, they're going to think, yeah, not me. I don't have an interest in that. And so you may have spoiled your chances when you were young. Perhaps you were 25, when you were at your ideal, perfect age to land any man that you want. And maybe you wasted it. But hey, you had to discover yourself. You had to figure yourself out. Hopefully you don't have too many different baby daddies. You don't have too many children, because if you think that a high value man is going to want to date you, if you have multiple children from multiple different fathers, then I got news to tell you. It ain't going to happen. All of you here who are unemployed, use code unemployed for 20% off of the Turk Platinum, the Turk Max, the GO2 Max. The list goes on and on. Don't forget to get Blue Lobster. You can get all these supplements. Code unemployed for 20% off right now. If she is telling what you do, commanding you, controlling you, dictating your behaviors, you're no longer the man that she married. Don't get your panties in a knot when she ends up divorcing you and taking half. Women want a real man, and real men don't get pushed around. They don't get told what to do, get spoken down to by their wife, controlled. You can't have these friends. You can't go over there. You can't hang out with them. Once you do that, and once you give up control, she now knows that she owns you. She has you wrapped around her finger, and she's not going to like it. Now, that doesn't give you an excuse to be a dick, to be an asshole, to disrespect her or mistreat her, but she can't control you. And so you love your wife. You're with her, and so you're not going to do a bunch of shit to embarrass her and make her feel bad and to put her down. You are a team, and in this team, she is not the captain. You are a team together. She doesn't get to tell you what to do, to dictate the rules, the boundaries. You are together. You are earning money. You're putting food on the table. You're working. You're doing everything. And she is there to support you, to help you, to make you feel calm, to give you joy. And so how is it joyful if she's simply dictating you, telling you exactly what you can and cannot do. When will the Larry Files end? In my opinion, this is like unlimited content for the unemployed. I can't believe that this is happening to Larry. Hopefully he wakes up, smells some coffee, takes some Turk, and figures out how to do what's right. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to watch one of those 2 bloops. And of course, if you want to go to AlgorX to get your blood work taken, to get things like enclomiphene, testosterone for HRT, or perhaps some GLPs to help you lose weight, the list goes on peptides and stuff, go there, code Greg for 10% off. If you're interested in getting coached by myself and or my team to carry my supplements in your stores and or gym, or to get the cookbooks and so on, there are a bunch of links. Just click all of those and figure that shit out. And until next time, I am out.